Governor Glenn Youngkin really provided a playbook for Republicans this upcoming midterm election. I think his strategy of focusing on kitchen table issues like education when it comes to school choice, when it comes to parental rights. I believe education is a big winning issue for the GOP, and he rightly made that a focal point of his campaign. You know, draw a contrast between the economy of President Trump and now President Biden without attaching yourself to the baggage of President Trump. You can draw a contrast in policy without presenting yourself as a proxy for the former president who is known to have something of a polarizing personality and might be a hindrance to those swing voters. And so I think he did that perfectly. He didn't run from President Trump's record, but he stood as his own man, and he was rewarded for those efforts with flipping Virginia red.
Right,
Yes.
Exactly. From blue to red there,
Yes.
We watched his campaign. We saw a lot of parents actually maybe getting involved in politics too, attending school board meetings, something they hadn't done in the past. If you are a Democratic strategist and you're watching this play out in Virginia, and then you're watching Ron DeSantis and his popularity in Florida as well, what do you take away from these politicians?
Well, I think it is a losing issue for Democrats, and I believe they know that. With the exception of the fringe left, most Democrats aren't really speaking forcefully about these issues, at least the ones I've seen, have not made this a focal point. Of course, they're going to want to attach any Republican to former President Trump. It didn't work with Youngkin. I think it's a move that will have limited success in the midterms. Truthfully, the two possibilities I see in terms of shrinking the enthusiasm gap, which I believe last checked was around 17 points in favor of Republicans heading into the midterms. Neither are within the full control of the Democratic Party, but I think both are plausible. You know, in 2021, there were over 90 laws passed restricting abortion access across the country, and it's very probable that the Supreme Court can overturn Roe v. Wade this coming summer. I believe that would certainly galvanize the Democrat base. It would create a sense of urgency, and I think that would go a long way in perhaps not eliminating the gap, but certainly shrinking it and giving them a more competitive playing field.
So cultural-based issues are something you are keeping an eye out on. Paul, thanks so much for coming in today in studio, having these conversations. Always great to get your perspective.
My pleasure.
Thank you.